In today's video, we're going to be playing a fun, wacky deck I like to call Sushi with Friends. It's basically Tatsugiri Ex with a bunch of other attackers. But of course, before we get into the games, let's check out the deck list and quickly go over it. I'll also have the deck list in the description if you want to copy and paste it and play it yourself. So for this deck, the only basic Pokemon that we're running is Tatsugiri Ex. We're going to be using a second attack to set up our bench. For 1 Fire Energy, 1 Water, and 1 Dark, you get to look at the top 10 cards of your deck. And you get to put any numbers of Pokemon you find there onto your bench. Which is why we have cards like Pidgeot EX, Greninja EX, Charizard EX, Blaziken EX, Dusknoir, Dusclops, and Charmeleon without their previous evolution. So for this deck, you want to go second. And as long as you have Crispin and Town Store in your hand, you're going to be able to use Tatsugiri's second attack. Now let's talk about the different attacking option and supporting Pokemon. We'll start off with Pidgeot EX. This will be your supporting Pokemon because of its ability. Once per turn, Pidgeot lets you search out any card in your deck and add it to your hand. Greninja EX is there to take multiple prizes. With the second attack, Mirage Barrage, if you discard 2 energy, the attack does 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. And you can power up any attacker pretty easily as long as you have Blaziken EX. Because the ability states, once during your turn, you may attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. And it's also a good attacker as well. For 1 Fire Energy and 1 Colorless, it does 200 damage, but during your next turn, the Pokemon can't attack. The only time you want to attack with Blaziken is when your opponent's active Pokemon is weak against fire, already has 200 HP or lower. Next, we have Charizard EX. It's going to be mainly used as a late game attacker. The attack costs 2 Fire Energy and it does 180 damage, but it does 30 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So it's really good mid to late game. And we're also running Dusknoir and Dusclops. This way we can do some extra damage or knock out multiple Pokemon at once. The deck is kind of confusing, but it's actually really easy. You'll understand it a lot better once you see the gameplay, but if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments. But other than that, let's get straight into the games.
Jumping into our first game, if you guys are new here, my name is Win, also known as Royal Illis. And like I said, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We are currently at 51,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 100,000. But yeah, if you guys are new, definitely stick around. I make a lot of Pokemon TCG content. And we're starting off with Tatsugiri Ex, no mulligan, which is it's pretty rare to not mulligan in this deck, since we're only running 2 basic Pokemon, which is a Tatsugiri Ex. And it looks like we're going against Marnie's Grimmsnarl deck. And for this deck, we do want to go second, because all we need is Crispin plus Town Store to get the crystal, and then we can use Tatsugiri's second attack to accelerate energy. But unfortunately, we don't have the Crispin, but we can still get the crystal right here. And we can actually, since they have a pretty bad start, we can just knock out this Impidimp. And that will slow them down 1 turn, and the next turn we can start seeing what Pokemon we can set up with the second attack. And we don't want to see the stage 2, stage 1 in our hand. It's unfortunate, but we do run like 4 of each of like Charizard, Greninja, Pidgeot, Dusclops, all that good stuff. So hopefully we get some of that. We do, ideally you want Pidgeot for sure when you use the second attack. Ooh, they're hitting with a Iono, which is fine. Let's just hope we do not draw any stage 1 and 2. Ooh, our Blaziken. We also want at least 1 Blaziken. Pretty important if we want to chain like the Greninja attack. Or even if we were to summon Charizard EX. It's nice to have the Blaziken since we're summoning it by a effect, not from our hand. We can't accelerate the energy. But it looks like our opponent is going to go with the evil route here, which is kind of rough for us, because Grimmsnarl does 180. So we'll be able to knock out our Tatsugiri here. Excuse me. But a good thing that we got a dark energy in our hand though, so we can use the second attack. Yep, so that's all we can really do. I'm just gonna Town Store, just because we did Iono our Pidgeot back into the bottom. I just want to refresh it. Like I said, I want to hit a Pidgeot EX at least. So we did hit the Pidgeot. I'm gonna grab everything. Not sure if I want to grab this last Charizard, but yeah, I think I just leave the last Charizard so I can have a bench space or maybe something else. I'm also hoping that they don't have... Oh, never mind. There's the Marnie's Grimmsnarl, which means that we'll be able to start attacking and knock out our Tatsugiri EX here. But we should be able to knock it out. Oh, the Iono's pretty good. We want a Charizard. If we can get a Charizard, we can Charizard Dusknoir and knock out their Grimmsnarl here. And we have the boss's order. And we do have Pidgeot. Oh, we have Pidgeot EX too. So regardless, we can always just get a Charizard EX out pretty easily. We're running TM Evo, which is pretty standard for Grimmsnarl deck. I wonder if they're just stunning out their deck. Are they retreating? Question mark. Or are they trying to Devo us? Which doesn't work. They're Devoing us. It doesn't work. Since we summon it through the effect, there's no evolution underneath. And we hit the Charizard. I wonder if it's worth it to just accelerate now. Boss up the Grimmsnarl and just Dusknoir it. Or we can set up more from our bench. So I'm going to put 2 on the Charizard and actually just 1 on the Greninja. We're going to set up for the second attack of Greninja if we can. But yeah, I don't know if I want to boss. I could knock it out, but then he's just going to return KO. Or not, he's not going to return KO actually. But... Decision. I think we just use the second attack. We want to get a Blaziken. And no Blaziken, but we can get a Dusknoir though. I'm kind of glad they try to Devo us so that we can set up a little more on our bench. We'll let them take the first 2 prize. It'll be okay because we're going to pop Dusknoir. If they don't evolve their the middle evolution, you can pop Dusknoir in the bench, pop the one in the active, and then swing with Zard. But now, if they're knocking out our Tatsugiri, we are kind of just stuck with what we have on our board as attackers. So we have 1 Greninja and 1 Charizard EX. So let's see if we can pull this off. Alright. Oh, and they do have the belt. They will be doing a little more damage, but it's okay. They have to 2-shot everything anyways. Well, but they're getting the second Grimmsnarl, so we can't Dusknoir that, which is unfortunate. But I think the move is still to pop both Dusknoir, 1 on each Grimmsnarl, so that way Zard can 1-shot everything. They have to 2-shot our Zard. Excuse me. Ooh, they try to use the attack's ability to do 30 damage to the bench, but Charizard is a Terra type, and Terra has a built-in bench protection. Alright. I really wish we have Blaziken in play, but I think it might be an Iono angle. If I can pop both, get them down at 2 prize, Iono them to 2. They won't have much to respond with here, so I think it's worth just to pop it. I'm gonna do it on the active first, and then let's kind of think while our opponent takes the prize. But yeah, they have to 2-shot our Zard, so we'll be ahead. Even if they attack, they need to set up a second Grimmsnarl. Yeah, so down at 2, I'm going to attach the energy to Greninja. We have multiple options, attacking options. And then let's Iono them to 2. Okay, we have a Pokégear for potentially a boss order. And if they will be able to do 180 to our Charizard here. But unless they set up a second Impidimp this upcoming turn, we should be chilling. No Frostlass either. Okay, they got that Artisan, which means they're probably gonna set up Imbidimp. But with only 2 cards in their hand, ooh, they're Ionoing. Okay. Nothing we really need from our hand at the moment. And we're only running 1 Iona too, so kind of wish there was more in this deck, but 1 Iono should be fine. They only have 2 cards. They're not knocking anything out. But they are moving the damage back, but it's okay. That should be okay. They can't Devo us. Yeah, it's kind of scary though. If they have rare candy plus Grimmsnarl, might be a little scary. But I'm just gonna, I'm gonna get rid of the Artisan so that way they can't get more Pokemon art than other deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna punch here, and we just pray. We pray they don't have rare candy and Grimmsnarl EX. With 3 cards in hand, can they pull it off? Oh, they have the stadium. Okay. So they just need like Arvin or Rare Candy. Or they just surrender, and that's GG to our opponent.
Before we move on to the next game, I just want to give a big thank you to my channel members. You guys are honestly so awesome. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. If you guys want to become a channel member and get some extra perks, make sure you click on the join button right down here below.
Jumping into our second game. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. If you guys do, make sure you smash that like button. It really does help out the YouTube algorithm. And we won the coin flip, which means we're going to be going second. And hopefully we have Crispin and somehow get Crystal as well. And it looks like we're going to have to mulligan. I wonder how many mulligans we'll get this time. We didn't get any mulligans game 1. But I always played the decks before I make the video, a few games before, so a lot of the games I mulligan like 9 to 10 times. Only 2, not too bad, not too bad. And we have Crispin plus Town Store to get the crystal, so hopefully we don't prize the crystal. But the rough thing about this deck is like, yeah, when we do mulligan, which happens quite a lot, our opponent gets to draw a lot, therefore they kind of get to set up everything. And it looks like we're going against Zard. Pretty standard list, it seems, so far. Alright, so Town Store, let's check if we have the crystal. We do have the crystal, which is good. Should have probably deck check a little bit, but as long as we have the crystal and we kind of just like roll the dice kind of with the attack where it looks at the top 10 cards, you get to put any Pokemon you find there in play onto the bench. All right, let's see what we get. Maybe I poke you. No, I was thinking of Pokégearing first to kind of thin out, but all right, we got the Pidgeot, we got a Dusknoir. I might get the Greninja for sure. Unfortunate that we have to get this Charizard EX. I kind of want a Blaziken. I don't know if I want to waste the space. Okay, we'll just do it. We just do it. Yeah, why not? Why not? We'll just slowly power it up. We have no energy in our hand though, but we do have Pidgeot EX, so we can search out anything we want. And we can most likely, if they don't attack, which I feel, oh, they're just gonna DM Evo or TM Evo with the Iono, because we can always just pop Dusknoir and then use Tatsugiri's attack again. Because I do want a Blaziken in this matchup. I feel like got a Fez down. Okay. Okay, so they're getting multiple Charmander because they know I can at least pop one with a Dusknoir to knock out one. And I can always attack the active one as well. So they're evolving both Hey, they run 2 middle evolution. Okay. Honestly, I feel like I just Pidgeot here. I just Pidgeot for Dusknoir. They only have 2 cards in hand. I mean, they can Fez, but if I knock out all their Charmeleons and Charmander, I don't think they can do much. That takes them another turn to set up. And then we have a Fire Energy in our hand as well, so we can attach that to the Charizard. So next turn, if we need to, we can attack with Charizard using Pidgeot's ability to get any card in our deck. And we're also getting some prize cards here too, so let's see what we get from those. Just knowing we're going to knock out all their Charmeleons and Charmander feels kind of good. Feels kind of good. Yeah, so I'm going to definitely pop this Dusknoir and knock out that Charmeleon in the back. I'll let them Fez. We can always attack Fez with Greninja too, since it's weak against fighting, so it does double the damage. So let's do the first attack, which does 100 damage, and it has Shred, so it isn't affected by anything. But there goes all their Charmanders, all their Charmeleons. No Charizard EX for you, and we are kind of ahead of the price race. And since they will probably have to set up another Charmander or more Charmanders this turn. We can use Tatsugiri's second attack to kind of set up more on our bench here after. Okay, they're jockeying, which means we won't get Iono, which is kind of good, kind of. Yeah, we run multiple Blaziken, so hopefully we hit the Blaziken. They do have the Pidgeot out now. Which I'm guessing they're just going to get like some way to get out Charmander. Have they Fez yet? I think they might have. Yeah, they definitely Fez. They got the Super Rod. I think that's all their Charmanders. Okay, they got the Artisan down. Definitely want to get rid of that Artisan. Is that it for their turn? Just attach? Attach pass? Only one Charmander? That can't be good here. Ooh, okay, so they only have one Charmander. I think we just chill and just quick search for a boss here. Yeah, they can attack with Pidgeot, which is 120. Plus they have, I believe they got, what's it called? Maximum Belt in their hand. But that's okay. I'll let them knock out my Tatsugiri. As long as we knock out this Charmander, we should be chilling. Because their Pidgeot can only kill my Tatsugiri. And I put down the Town Store so that way they can't Artisan for another Charmander. Kind of force them to use either like Nest Ball, Poffins, or even their Quick Search there. So, yeah, so there's their Poffin. Just one lonely Charmander. We got Flip the Script. I feel like they're probably digging for Iono, right? They have to. Or set up multiple Charmander at this point. Oh, they're getting a Dusknoir. Okay, so they're going to probably pop a Dusknoir. And then Ionos to 1. But as long as we have Pidgeot, we can just get boss. We just need a boss up If they do decide to pop the Dusknoir, we just boss up either the Charmander or the Fez, and we can knock it out with the Greninja EX here. Okay, they're definitely Ionoing us. They're thinning out their deck with like getting rid of their TM Evo there, because you don't really need it in this situation anymore. I wonder if they probably quick search for the Iono there. So we're gonna see them pop the Dusknoir real soon. Yep, there's the Dusknoir pop. Ooh, they're doing it on the Pidgeot. That makes sense. They want to get rid of my Pidgeot. Ooh, and the counter catcher. Okay, so they're knocking out my Pidgeot instead. Right, because they're doing 120 plus 50, so they have just enough to knock out my Pidgeot. Okay. We have a Pokégear. With Pokégear, I hope we just dig for a boss. And our opponent actually just surrender, and that is GG. Pretty easy game.
That is it for this video, but you guys can always check out my other videos right over here. And if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Whoosh.